So maybe you've been having a lot of fights with your partner recently, and now you're feeling really frustrated because you can identify that you are in a cycle of bickering. You're not fighting smart, and you're getting really frustrated because it just feels like you're running into a brick wall every time there is a disagreement. You and your partner, leave these disagreements feeling hurt, disappointed, frustrated, unseen, misunderstood. The reality is every couple will go through periods like this. But what I want to share with you today is a few tools that will help you fight smarter and more productively with your partner. Now, if you're watching this video, I would really appreciate if you take a moment to like and subscribe below. So let's get into it. First thing I want to discuss is what I deem to be some unproductive ways that I see people handle fights. So the first thing is, people want to impose their will, their perspective on the other person. Like, you have to see it exactly as I see it. So they're thinking really only about themselves, right? The second thing is, they're malicious. They want to win. They want to win the fight. They want to win the argument. But this is the wrong way to look at it. Another big mistake I see people make is, they dig their heels in. They're very stubborn. They're very, very stubborn. They're not willing to see things from a perspective outside their own. They only care about their own hurt feelings. If you handle conflict in this way, you're not going to get through it in the best way possible. And that's not what you want. So let's dive into some of these tools that I have to share with you. So the first thing is take a step back, right? Your partner is not the enemy. See, when we get super emotional, it can be very easy to see our partner as the opposition. When there is a fight, it's me against them. But this is not helpful, like I've already mentioned. So you need to take a step back and realize that your partner is not the enemy. Actually, the only opposition you have in this situation is the issue at hand. That is the enemy. That is what you need to be working against, right? So take a step back. I know you can be very emotional and it can be frustrating sometimes when we're faced with disagreements with our partners, but you need to just take that step back and remember, my partner is not the enemy. My partner is not the enemy. The issue at hand is the enemy. So you need to approach the fight from sort of a problem-solving mindset. So how can I solve the problem, which is the issue? How can I defeat the enemy, which is the issue? Not your partner, okay? Now, the next thing is you want to control your emotions. Control your emotions, because even if you have valid reasons for being upset, valid reasons for being hurt, the moment you start to, exhibit dysregulated rage, like you fly off the hinges, like you start losing your shit, it makes it very hard for the other person to hear where you're coming from. And the reality is, if you lose your shit, you are now being disrespectful, right? So now the person who hurt you has a legitimate reason to be offended because now you've disrespected them. So it's counterproductive to the whole process of, fighting smart. Remember, every single conflict is a silent negotiation between yourself and your partner where you're trying to come to some sort of mutually acceptable truth or mutually acceptable reality. Now, it's hard to do that if you're losing your shit, if you're not in control of your emotions, okay? Now, the third thing I want to share with you is you want to listen to understand where your partner is coming from. Remember, you're thinking as a collaborator. You're thinking as a problem solver. You want to defeat the issue. So in order to defeat the issue, you need to understand exactly what your partner's pain points are. Where are they coming from? And then try and restate that to them. Like, this is what I think is the issue from your perspective, through your lens. And what that will do is it will open up a pathway for just mutual harmony and compassion. Because when a person can see that you're genuinely trying to understand them, to see things from their perspective, it's very disarming. And it can really, dampen any hurt feelings, or it can take the edge off any rage that they might be feeling, right? So this is everything I wanted to share with you today. If you can implement these steps in your relationship, you will find that you're moving through fights a lot more constructively together as a team. Now, if you've enjoyed this video and you would like me to help you start to improve your relationship, then you want to check out my Dream Relationship Toolkit. So it's a collection of 4 courses available on my website for $84, but you can access the toolkit for free by clicking the link below. Now, I mentioned earlier the problem with losing your temper, not controlling your emotions during fights. Now, I want to share with you a video where I dive into this a little deeper. So the video is on screen. I suggest you watch that so you don't make that mistake in your relationship. See you next time.